Who's up for some Day of the Tentacle Remastered? I fucking am. Let's go. Now, I used to play this game a lot back in school. Loved it. Played it through like 5 or 10 times, I guess, over the years. And yeah, so let's see what the remaster is about. We're about to meet Purple Tentacle, the villain. He's about to pop out. And we're going to hear his famous monologue. So let's take a listen.
I'm thirsty.
I don't think you should drink that. It looks bad for you.
Nonsense. It makes me feel great. Smarter. More aggressive. I feel like I could. Like I could. Like I could. Take all the world.
Okay, so there we go. There was the intro. We're about to meet our characters now. You've got Laverne, Hoagie, and Bernard. I don't know where Bernard is. But anyway, okay, there's Bernard. So we're just setting up the game now. Basically, Green Tentacle writes him a letter asking for help, but they rush to the mansion to go help take care of Purple Tentacle. This intro sequence was amazing back when this game was new. Like, just the way those headlights worked properly, it was just like mind blowing. It seems so simple now, but like when this was a thing, that was pretty fucking astonishing. Okay, so this is a old school point and click adventure. You got your verbs in the bottom left, so you can interact on different objects in the scene in different ways. Bottom right is your inventory, things that you've got on you. Up top is the obviously the scene, and you just like walk around and you interact with different things in different ways. So here's like a gun with a dime stuck in it.
Spearmint, my favorite.
Okay, so you can see it, and then you try and pick it up.
It's stuck to the floor.
It's stuck, so you need to find another way to pick it up. Okay, so this is like the first puzzle. You've got to find the lab. And of course, I play this game. I probably can just remember all of the puzzles as I find them, to be honest. So this one, you just open it up.
A secret passage. This is all too easy.
And then you wander down to the lab. Okay, so the doctor's sending us back in time, but the diamond broke that he was using to power it, so everything has gone completely fucked up, and we're now just... There we go. We're now just hurtling uncontrollably through time. Hoagie ends up 400 years in the past. Laverne ends up 400 years in the future. And Bernard comes back to the present day. So now we have to use time travel to solve puzzles and save the world. Okay, so I'm just going to talk you through one of the puzzles, like one of the puzzles that I remember from this game. So here we have a kumquat tree. Kumquats, of course, are kind of yellowy, orangey kind of colour. And then when we go inside, we can see George Washington, and he is looking out the window. He can see the kumquat tree from his window. Okay, so what we're going to do is going to chat to George Washington. Okay, so here we can tell him he couldn't cut down a tree to save his grandmother, right?
You couldn't cut down a tree to save your grandmother. Lost it, have I? Why, I'd show you a thing or two if there were a cherry tree nearby. But as you can see, there isn't. I only cut down cherry trees. Family tradition, you understand. Cherries only. There's nothing out there but cedar and kumquats.
Okay, so he's only going to cut down a cherry tree, but Laverne is stuck in a kumquat tree. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this red paint and we're going to use the red paint on the kumquat tree. Now, the kumquats are red, not orange. So we're going to head back. Okay, so we're going to challenge Washington again.
I bet you've lost it. You couldn't cut down a tree to save your grandmother. Lost it, have I? Why, I'd show you a thing or two if there were a cherry tree nearby. But as you can see, there... Oh, well, what do you know? There is a cherry tree out there. Well, let's go chop the sucker down.
Okay, so now we're going to cut down the cherry tree. Right? So the tree's down. And then in the future...
Down from there at once.
Try to understand. I'm stuck in this...
Okay, so in the future, there's no tree because it's been cut down. So we've freed Laverne. Do you see what I mean? Puzzles. Logic. Kind of logic. It's a bit weird. It's a bit weird, LucasArts logic. It's a bit weird, but you get your head used to it. Do you know what I mean? So now we've unlocked Laverne. So let's go see what she's up to.
Get me out of
She's been captured by the tentacles. Okay, so we're 200 years in the future. Purple tentacles taken over the world, and tentacles now run things, and humans are kept as pets. So we have to, we're in like the dog pound, but for humans. So we kind of have to figure out how to get back to the present for her, and we have to figure out how to get back to the present for him, and we have to just like generally try and save the world as Bernard. So that's the game. It's really hard to commentate on this kind of game because it is all talking. Like the gameplay is basically you just chat to people, pick stuff up, use stuff. It's not really the kind of thing, the kind of gameplay you can really talk over. So I'm going to call it a day here and just enjoy playing the game. Okay, so I've just finished the game. Really enjoyed it. It's got like the updated graphics and everything like that. It's got all the modern stuff that you want, but at the same time it's totally faithful to the original. Like all the graphics they look exactly the same as I remember them. I mean, obviously they've upped the resolution and redone all the graphics and everything, but it looks just so authentic that you could be fooled for thinking you're playing the original. All the sounds are perfect. I think they must have used the original sounds and voice files and everything. It's like the voices sound really good, but the special effects do sound a bit dated now. But you can't really do anything about that, I guess, because they're using the original stuff. So anyway, yeah, really good. Just as good as it was. Just as good as it ever was, I should say. And yeah, if you haven't played the original, this is definitely a great opportunity to check out Day of the Tentacle, a classic game, a LucasArts adventure game, which a lot of people seem to have forgotten about, or I guess a lot of people never knew they existed in the first place, but those that remember just love them, and this was absolutely fucking brilliant, really well done, and I really hope they're planning on doing Sam and Max next, because that game, given this level of care and attention, would be absolutely fucking awesome, and I'd love to see it, but who knows if we ever will. I hope so, but you can never tell, can you, with licensing and shit like that. But anyway, either way, this is definitely worth checking out. Absolutely awesome. Day of the Tentacle Remastered. Till next time.